Okay, let me just make sure that everything is fine and we're running properly. Okay, here we go. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. This, of course, is a special presentation, guys, because we do have two CAF Champions League matches that are happening at the same exact time, featuring South African teams. We have Mamelodi Sundowns versus Mbabane Swallows, and we have Orlando Pirates who are taking on Jwaneng. We are going to be jumping between the graphics, so I am going to be keeping up with both games. We are watching both games, and let's have a good conversation there in the comments about what we're seeing in this game. Swallows goes into this game versus Mamelodi Sundowns 4-0 down, a whole 4-0 down. They have a massive mountain to climb if they are to get back into this tie. And then, of course, Jwaneng versus Orlando Pirates. Jwaneng only needs 2 goals. And that's going to be a tough thing. That's going to be a tough ask, owing to the fact that Pirates is very hard to beat. Escotini, man. A lot of teams lose. Mawafiga ngale. Escotini samaminzela. Let me see the starting lineups of Orlando Pirates. The starting lineups of Orlando Pirates and Sundowns is as follows. For Mamelodi Sundowns, Onyango steps into goal. We have Khoza, Tiruk, Obas, Lunga, Kulise, the eternal youngster of Mamelodi Sundowns, Mtunyelo, Saavedra, Lomchitu number 4, and then we've got Korisang and Shalulile. That is the starting lineup. Then, of course, for Orlando Pirates, we have Kane in goal. He has Nda, Sesa, and Van Rooyen and Hotto with him. Makaula and Dlamini make up the midfield. Saleng and Tito, Gilberto, and Mabasa are the front 3 for Orlando Pirates who take on Jwaneng in the last 5 games. Jwaneng Galaxy has 2 losses, 2 wins, and a draw. The last game out being a loss versus the Pirates 2-0 last week. And then, of course, Orlando Pirates, their last outing was versus Chippa United, where a late goal was what separated Chippa from Orlando Pirates. But on their record, they've got 4 wins and 1 draw. These teams have met 5 times. Luckily, we have a track record of Jwaneng versus Pirates. And Jwaneng has actually beaten Pirates on 2 occasions. Well, 2 occasions if you count the penalties the last time when they knocked them out. But in those 5 games, Pirates has won 3 games. Jwaneng has won 2. But Pirates has won the last one, like I said last week, where Pirates beat Jwaneng 2-0. And then, of course, for Mamelodi Sundowns, 3 wins and 2 losses on their records. Last time out was a 2-0 win versus Supersport, where they were able to turn on some penners, man. They showed that they have a little bit of something, man. There's something there that they can turn on at will when they need to, bringing in Abumshishi and bringing in those type of players in order for them to go out and win those games, even if they have to win them late. Mbabane Swallows, of course, their last game was a 4-0 loss versus Mamelodi Sundowns. They stayed in South Africa. They're still using the same stadium. So Lucas Muripe Stadium is played the home and away games of this leg. Which I guess made it a little bit easier for Mbabane Swallows in terms of costs and in terms of travel. But yeah, they've seen the stadium twice and they've conceded 4 goals. Let's see if they can have a better game this round of the games. In their record, they've got 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw in their last 5 games. And it's going to be interesting. Okay, guys, in the comments, please let me know, what do you think this game is going to end as? What do you think the score is going to be? What are the better saying? What are the better saying? I need to know what you guys are saying, because you guys tell us, man. Over, under, how is that going? Oh, agent, Really shake my soul. Ever since we joined you guys, Sally shake my soul. You weren't talking about him before, but here we are.
That's the nyoso I know. I don't want another nyoso. I didn't bring the other nyoso. I brought the nyoso that I know. Because that's not the nyoso that I want. The nyoso I want is got pressure, stress, he's dodging, he's dribbling, he's shooting, he's assisting, he's breaking the line. This is the nyoso I know. Now when I don't get that nyoso, then one
I'm Tlhaloganya, coach, but we haven't Tlhaloganya the way that Lodge fits into this team. So we're finally getting a chance to see. The cool thing about Mamelodi Sundowns, and we spoke about this agent in the WhatsApp group. The cool thing about Mamelodi Sundowns is that they do have a lot of depth. It's just that that depth wasn't getting a lot of chances. And maybe the benefit of having Coach Mangoba be the person in charge is that as a new coach, you get to come in and have that new coach bounce. You get to bring in guys that maybe have come on the bench. You get to take off some of your starters. We all know about mokwena and Motaung not necessarily having a path back into the team. For rumors that there's a little bit of infighting that's happening in the back between Abomdau, Mokwena, and everybody else, including the coach. So they've been left out. Coach Mangoba has said that, no, you know what? He doesn't hold grudges. You know, the door is always open. If you humble yourself, you'll be let back into the team. And, you know, he makes decisive decisions. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what the coach said going into that game. Let's be honest about these games. It is a dead rubber game. It is a 4-0 win by Mamelodi Sundowns. I think the Pirates game will be a little bit more competitive. Pirates right now has been under a little bit of pressure from Jwaneng, who have come out to play. Very interesting to see Orlando Stadium empty. Orlando Stadium, man, is not giving Orlando Stadium, man, and we really do enjoy when that stadium in particular is full. It's been the stadium that has been holding us. So let's hope that people are just coming in, they're going to get in half time, and we'll go from there. 6 minutes in, it is 0-0 in both games. Very little attacking has been happening. If you do want to follow along, guys, if you do want to follow along, you can watch the games on SABC Sports Facebook page, sabsport.com, SABC Plus app if you have it. You can watch it on SABC 3 if you want to watch the Mamelodi Sundowns and Swallows game. The other game is live on Facebook. Well, all the games are live on Facebook. They do multi-lives. So if you do want to watch that, please head on over that side. Oh, almost a chance there. Okay, Jwaneng had put Pirates under some pressure. They're sitting back now. Pirates has been given the ball a little bit more. Let's see what can happen. I know it's cold, Mara, guys. The teams are out there. Go England, guys, and people are there. Oh, guys. Yeah, you know, even me, it's cold inside the house. Yeah, man. Try mag out the weather. Guys. Or maybe Orlando can say the weather. Look at Muripe. Okay. What's very interesting, I think, how you, Mazed? Zanele has joined there. Welcome. Guys, follow if you have not followed. What's very interesting is that I want to see how much of a change Mangoba has really made to the system that he had started with at the beginning of the season. They'd been losing balls, they'd been doing all of those things in the game previously, but I think they found themselves a little bit in that game versus, Supersport, especially in the second half. In the first half, it was a little bit slow. They didn't necessarily seem to know what they needed to do, but the moment they actually injected pace and Supersport also started committing themselves unnecessarily, pressing, opening spaces in the midfield, that's when Sundowns really came alive. Even if it was just for a 15-20 minute session where Zwane was 24 years old, it seemed. CJ, thank you, CJ. Hey, CJ, I'm back. Just had some stuff to handle, but I am back. I missed you guys. So let's have a good show. Guys, who's winning this game? I see 68 people are watching here on TikTok. Kemango winner. What are your score predictions? What are your betting predictions, please? I hope we can see a better Jwaneng. I was disappointed in the first leg because this is not the Jwaneng that I was expecting. I was expecting a Jwaneng that's a little bit more mature, a Jwaneng that's a little bit more experienced, having played in the group stages, having faced the big teams, you know, having done all of that stuff. I was expecting a lot more from them, especially being the team that's playing at home. But what we got was guys who were scared, man. Jwaneng was scared in that game. Jwaneng was disorganized at the back. You know, even I can understand you speaking from a point of quality and saying Pirates is a better team and should be a better team and should be going forward and taking this thing eyes closed. It should be easy. But the truth of the matter is that you expect a little bit more from a team that has gotten into the group stages, that has beaten Wydad, that has done all of those type of things. And I think I was a little bit disappointed by that, and I was also disappointed by the general setup. They looked a little bit tired. They looked lazy at times. They weren't closing out. Their structure was on and off. They were leaving the defense. I think the biggest crime that Jwaneng committed in the first game was leaving the defense bare. You know, it was 1v1. So, hey, we're not live, Scotini. You are live, I'm sure. You are live. It's not on TV, though. It's on the Facebook page. It's on the website. Oh, Shem. Oh, Mbabane swallows. There was a young attack there. Ngwele says it's going to be 2-1 to Jwaneng. Agent says 3-1. I'm not going to read your next message, Agent. I'm not going to read it. I want them to tell you. Agent says Jwaneng is going to win 3-1 in this game, effectively going through. Let's see. I think what's interesting with Sundowns is that Gilberto, what was that? How do you have an inside ball right inside, but then you try and play this fancy pass behind? I know you might not rate Jwaneng, but not for that pass. Gilberto. Remember, we talked about the fatigue with Botswana national team. That's a good point. That's a good point. Agent is making the point that he spoke about it when we watched the Jwaneng game, that a lot of the Jwaneng players, the Jwaneng players play for Botswana. So a lot of them were on duty and got held up, and there was a lot of drama with them playing in Egypt. So maybe that had a hand to play in the game that they played versus the Orlando Pirates in the first leg. Similar things happened to, let's say, Mamelodi Sundowns when we had the Bafana game, and then 2 days later they had to go play TS Galaxy. I think the thing that started the beef between two gentlemen, Rulani and Sid Ramovic. Okay, here comes Pirates on the counter. Aye, man. Oh, Jesso, 014. You can watch it on sabcsports.com. I suggest the Facebook page. The Facebook page tends to be a lot more on time. Paris doesn't want to win this game. What's going on? They're very messy. Keeper. Defense. Okay, here comes Sundowns. Cross back in. Oh, Shah. Maybe pass that ball, boy. Maybe pass that ball. Okay, Pirates got a chance because the goalkeeper Jwaneng just decided to give the ball back to them, trying some weird reverse pass instead of just going to the right. And then Mamelodi Sundowns had a cutback of their own that found Shalulile in an awkward position, and he tried to take a shot, which was then saved. That was desperation, Agent. He really wants a goal, Shem. He really wants a goal. That was pure selfishness.
Bafana, man.
Follows.
Oh, what?
How do you go through? Clever free kick played. There was a run made in behind the defenders who didn't know whether to man Marcos Donald, who weren't communicating. That gave Mbabane Swallows a chance here, but the shot was a poor shot. Maybe should have gone far post with that ball, and maybe somebody could have got to it on the far post. Sundowns struggle with set pieces. It's a communication thing, Agent. It's a communication thing. Like, for example, we are standing on the line waiting for a free kick. How can your man run all the way down the wall and instead of you following him, wamtlugela? And now when he gets that side and runs behind defenders, they don't know that he's there because nobody said anything. Is that not a basic thing? Hey, Swallows is playing, guys. Not 4-0 playing, not score 5 goals playing, but they're playing. Here comes Pirates, Saleng, puts his head down. Nice defending. Oh, that was nice from the Jwaneng players. Here comes Sundowns again, cross in. From Lomchi to 4. I gotta get 4, CAF Champions League. Lomchi to 4. Was it Lomchi to 4? Oh, 3. Did I get it wrong? My bad. Okay, here they come. Head up by the Sundowns players is played out. The only thing that I worry about with Mamelodi Sundowns with these changes they've made here, it feels like a B team. Sundowns fans, you have to admit this feels like a B team. It actually feels like it. Like it feels like these guys have not played together. Maybe they'll get angry if Swallows does something. Mara, I will let you. You're gonna be walking alone with that one. Corner Sundowns. Play to the far post. Oh, Shasha. Hey, Shasha's hungry, but it's not coming together. It's not coming together for him. Guys, let's try get to 15,000 likes. So tap the screen. It is free. Let's try get to 15,000 likes. And let me do this. I just want to set up a poll. Okay, I've got a poll that's running. How many goals will Sundowns score? Under 2.5 or over 2.5? That is the question I'm asking. OT says you're losing. Hey, let tomorrow handle itself. I'm not afraid of City. I'm not afraid of City. Saavedra is still a Sundowns player. I think we're all shocked. We were all shocked when we saw Saavedra. I would have kept guys. Sundowns. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy, man? The guy who you guys let go, man. I'm forgetting his name. PK, how are you doing? Welcome. Not Mendieta. The guy who was injured, man. Is he Ethiopian or Sudanese? Martinez is on loan. Ne? I was disappointed not signing Apolis. Apparently, the doors were closed for Apolis. Nazir, yes, man. Saavedra or Nazir, guys? Saavedra or Nazir? Who are we going with there? 17 minutes in. It is still 0-0, but on aggregate, Mamelodi Sundowns is leading Swallows 4-0, and then of course, Pirates is leading Jwaneng 2-0. I think it is a much improved performance from Swallows, but I don't know whether it's a improved performance from Swallows or it's just that they're playing a Sundowns team that has not played together. Shot. If you're going to shoot like that, might as well play the through pass. Jwaneng also looks a different team than the one that Pirates faced in Botswana. But is it enough to get the 2 goals? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they've just painted themselves into a corner there. Oh, Saavedra. Who are the foreign players at Sundowns? It's Saavedra Limang. Salesman. We've got Allende. Who else is currently registered? You got rid of Mendieta. Obviously Serino, but I don't think he counts. Zanele, thank you so much for the gifts there. Thank you so much for the gifts. Yeah, Swallows is a lot more chilled. Ooh, Onyango. I forgot about Onyango. He's one of the foreign players. Or is he naturalized now? No, he's not naturalized, no. Onyango is local. Yeah, he counts as local, no? I was gonna say, I thought so. I haven't seen much from Gilberto, man. Ribeiro. I forgot Ribeiro. Tease. Thank you so much. I'd forgotten Ribeiro. No, Onyango's been here for a very long time, but has he filled out the paperwork? Do you need the paperwork at that point? Okay, here comes Mbabane. Cross the boy! Cross up, boy. Don't play it that. Oh, Sundowns' left-hand side, man. Sundowns' left-hand side seems to be an issue. We have 6 nationals and we didn't register Nasir. The 5 are escaping me now. Well, okay, it's Ribeiro Islander. Oh, 6 nationals as in international players that are national. Gilbert Junior Khanye went to public school. My agent, you're the worst. You're the worst. No, that comment was too much. Hi, agent. Hi. Here comes Sundowns again. Oh, Swallows, man. Eh? The coach was interviewed before this, and they asked him if he was looking forward to this game so they could turn it around. He said, obviously, we can't turn it around, but it's going to be a different game than what they had in the first game. And he said he addressed a lot of the issues. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns has gotten through a couple of times, and maybe decision-making has been the issue, but I will give them their flowers. Mbabane Swallows is playing a lot better in this game. They're playing a lot better in this game. But, I mean, 4-0 is too far. Sundowns is just too good of a team. When it goes to, Pirates, Jwaneng seem to have figured out their press. They're winning the ball back up high. They've got a little bit of structure. They're playing the ball out. This is more of the Jwaneng I was expecting in the first leg. Much more fluid. They have their lines. They play them well. Look, offside trap working properly. The defense looked so shaky in that. They look so bad. I think, let me see, as in like foreigners who aren't registered as locals. Oh, okay, foreigners who aren't registered as locals. Okay, let's see the 5 slots. It would be Allende Ribeiro, Sales. Allende Ribeiro, Sales. Lebang, agent, help me out there. I can't think of the other 2. Well, Saavedra. Is Saavedra registered Koliki? Sales, Allende, Saavedra, and Ribeiro. Lung. Kana Lunga is Eswatini national, ne? Okay. Let me see. I think playing without pressure helps them. Or maybe they just got acclimatized. They've been here for a week. Maybe they've been training a little bit harder. The question is, how long can it stay like this? Because as we know, when teams play Mamelodi Sundowns, yeah, it's like this for 30 minutes, but should Sundowns decide to turn up the volume, can Mbabane Swallows keep up? You know, on the bench for Mamelodi Sundowns, you have Peterson, you have Mudiba, Litlaku, you have Matthews, Zwane, Mapena, Masego, Johannes, and Kutsier. So I could see a Matthews or a Mapena or a Masego coming in and wanting to prove themselves. You could see a Zwane coming in and changing the game, similar to what he did versus Supersport. You can see some things that could happen here, and some changes that could change this whole game. So, like I said, you can play well versus Mamelodi Sundowns, but can you play well for 90 minutes versus Mamelodi Sundowns? And to be fair to Sundowns, they don't have to do much in this game. They're done. It's finished. It's finished. Korisang is trying so hard, man. Oh, Kobamelo Korisang. You guys wanted him so badly. Oh, so happy when he came in. Oh, nice fight, Shasha. Nice fight. Oh, we're doing, okay. Box to box. Kukune has scored in their game to make it 1-1. So Kukune had lost their game away, and now they are sitting with an post cross by Mamelodi Sundowns didn't go in. Kukune had lost 1-0 away. They're now leading 1-0 at home, and they want to qualify for the CAF Confed Cup. Like I said, these two teams that are playing here, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, are playing for the CAF Champions League, but they're not the only South African teams representing SA in Africa. The CAF Confed Cup has Stellies and also this Kukune team. So Stellies, I believe, won their game last week. So they just need to win their second leg, and we'll have a full 4 teams from South Africa taking part in African competition, which will be great. Lunga, is Zim registered as a local? Is he registered as a local? Okay. AB left, Martinasi and Mendieta, so I think we have 5 foreigners. Yeah, it seems the numbers are saying 5. It seems the numbers are working out to that. You know, Martinaso got loaned back out to his team, so maybe Nasir will be registered. Let's see. Makaula is working so hard in that Paris midfield. He's working so hard in that Paris midfield. Dlamini is not going to help him defensively at all. On the bench for Pirates, we have Butelezi, Maela, Spisi, Mbata, Rasibucha, Kim Viudi, Umavuvu. We have Fukeng Muleleki and Radio Man, Radio Pan. Oti, what are you guys doing? PK. We're winning, PK. We're winning. Ow. I got a Dalausan. Oh, no, we're not. Redlala Wednesday. We're chilling. We're relaxing. We are working on tactics. We're making sure that whatever you guys saw that we took out versus Marumo, was not a fluke. It's something that you're going to see over and over and over again. So please, leave us alone. Leave us alone. Sundowns have this, if I can criticize Mangoba's tactics, Sundowns have this thing where they struggle to play out from the back. And if there's one thing that Supersport did very well, Supersport just stood in front of them. Like, they literally just stood in front of them and said, have the ball. We're not going to allow you to have the ball in our box, but have the ball up front. Play around with it. We're not going to press you guys. We're not going to go crazy. We're not going to run at you. And the moment that the teams do that type of thing, man, it's tough to play. It's tough to play. I know, Agent. Mara, Williams is not there, but Mbabane Swallows isn't, and all due respect to Mbabane Swallows, they're not that caliber of team. You know, Onyango can be a little bit comfortable here, but I'm expecting you guys to thrash these guys, especially owing to the fact that so many changes were made, and you'd imagine that a lot of these players have to try prove themselves. 29 minutes in, it is still 0-0 in both matches. Both matches up to this point have not had very many chances. The teams know that it's done, man. For all of Jwaneng's structure, they haven't been able to do anything. They haven't been able to trouble Pirates like that. So again, they're 2-0 down. T says playing from the back is not for everyone. Anemia goyang. Hi guys, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that even when Williams was there in the match versus Supersport, they got through a couple of times in the first half. Specifically in the first half, they got through a couple of times, but for the most part, they couldn't get out of their own half. There were flashes, of course, but they couldn't get out of their own half. Still a little bit wasteful in that too. I'm just looking at this game and I'm seeing the same type of pattern. Do you then need Mshishi, guys, to break the lines? You need Mshishi. Mshishi was playing almost a 6 when he came in versus Supersport. He was playing a 6-8 type of role. He was defensively marking. He was playing the ball up. He was in attack. He provided that link between the midfield and the attack, well, him and Mudiba. So when we're watching them playing Mbabane Swallows and not have the fluidity that we've come to expect from Mamelodi Sundowns, can we look at Coach Manqoba's system and say this might be one of the weaknesses, right? This might be one of the weaknesses of the system that Coach Manqoba wants to play. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's not a bad system. It's not. Is that not one of the weaknesses? Hey, Saavedra, would you guys agree with me if I said that Mamelodi Sundowns has populated their team with a lot of disappearing players? Like, it's not players who are going to be box office. They're good workers. Take nothing away from it. But I look at your Saavedras in this game. I look at your Mkhulises and those type of players that are in Mamelodi Sundowns. There's quite a few of them. It seems like maybe they're moving away from having stars. Mklo says Sundowns must stop this band. Their game sounds like a funeral. Now I'm not listening with any music, so it's good. Agent says, I think that's our strength. Interesting. Well, I think, I'm not going to call it Galacticos. It wasn't Galacticos, Agent. It was, you had Mokwena, you had Mudiba, you had Zwane, Shasha on form. He's one of the greatest PSL strikers, even just numbers wise. I don't know. I think he's over. No. He hasn't overtaken Nombete yet, but Onyango was a superstar, or Williams is a superstar. You had a lot of them around the pitch. Now it seems that maybe you're going for a more quiet thing, Agent. Maybe you guys are trying to go for strength of team over strength of names or strength of thingies. Agent says, I think Pirates' weakness is Tito Mfukeng, not they see different from Pirates. It's a space thing, if I can put it like that. Tito needs a partner. So Tito is very happy when he's got Mfukeng with him. I don't know if Tito Dlamini works. I don't know if Dlamini and Makaula gives him the type of partner that he'd want. Dlamini mostly wants to go cover the wing or run into the wing or do those type of things. He doesn't want to stay in the middle. But if you can take Tito out of the game, I think Tito controls the tempo, the attitude, all of that of Pirates. And when he's out of the game, Pirates is also, a little bit out of the game. And you're not sure what's going to happen there. Come from no heaven. Well, watching both games, 33 minutes in, it seems Gilberto is down with what looks like an injury. Let's hope he can get back up and we can see what he has in that locker. I'm not going to say SABC again. Hi, guys, they don't pay me. They don't pay me for that. Agent, commenting. Hello, Sabaranch, the supporters whose teams are playing in CAF. Fun. I want to know how you guys are now. And then when it comes to the final, oh, guys, or semi-finals, oh, we're South African. Please support. We're all one South Africa. This is what you guys are like, Fandenom. I see you. Okay, here comes Sundowns again, trying to build. It's bad at Orlando, eh? Cold. Pretoria is even worse. I'm in Centurion. It's so bad and cold. There's that ball, man. Oh, Saavedra. Does Saavedra know that he's auditioning here? Does he understand that there's a new coach and that new coach could give you a lot of game time if he wants? If you play well. Up it's a new coach that's trying to teach people lessons. The way at Repankating, man. Oh, Skukune have just conceded. Could have just conceded, which means they're 2-1 down on aggregate. Don't do this to me, Siema. You know how much of stuff I've stood up for this man. The difference between Sundowns this game and last week is that these ones aren't hungry to prove a point, which I don't understand. Your coach has just showed you that he's willing to put star players down on the bench. He's willing to bench people. He's willing to give people chances. Ooh, Cardoso. Is that Cardoso? Ah, Cardoso. Oh, Cardoso. Uchampu yapi. Because your man's not meant to be in front of you when the cross is coming in. Okay, so Skukune looks like they might not go through. That's insane. Oh. Skukune letting in an away goal. Yeah, it's also an away goal. You're right. Umchitu 3, man. Why bang a pass Umchitu 3? Caruso being Caruso agent. He's always the last one to get into position. His awareness is his awareness is non-existent. It's nil-nil. Mtomkulu. It's nil-nil. Mtomkulu Ngani. Hey, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's still 0-0 on both sides. The graphics will keep changing, guys, so don't worry. It will keep switching back and forth. Here comes Loch again with a corner for Sundowns. At the same time, Jwaneng is facing a Pirates free kick. You can take Caruso out of Chiefs, but can't take Chiefs out. Why must we be mentioned? Leave us alone, man. We can grill Caruso without mentioning Chiefs. Is OP coming all right? No, PK, it's disjointed, man. It's disjointed. They're just playing at this moment. They're not playing for, it doesn't seem like they're playing for something, as agents said. They're just playing. We haven't seen a meaningful attack. I don't think I've seen a meaningful attack from Pirates in this game. I don't think I've seen a meaningful attack from Sundowns, except for when Shasha has been a little bit selfish with his game, not passing players in open positions. And yeah, it's just been a couple of shots that Shasha was forcing. Other than that, nah, there hasn't been much in the game. I wish they give OP Al Ali next. Get a group stages, PK. Get a group stages. If they get Al Ali, they should be happy because I don't think they'll face Al Ahly. So it'll be about taking points from the other 4 games, essentially. I think you only need 3 or 4 wins in order to make it through the group stages. So maybe if you can give 1 or 2 up versus Al Ahly, then there's something. But they do have a history. So maybe the Paris players know the history of Sundowns and Al Ahly, and they'll react as such. Who knows? Heading into the critical phase, 5 minutes before halftime. That's when people tend to lose concentration and concede very silly goals. Very silly goals. And then it's lit. Terrible. Here comes Sundowns again. Here comes Jwaneng on the other side. Crossed over from Mamelodi Sundowns. Who's meant to get these crosses? Can we talk, guys? Is Shasha? Are you guys trusting Shasha that much? Goal. Goal. Mamelodi Sundowns has gotten their goal. First goal of the game from then. Melo Korisan gets his goal. Ball played into the box on the left-hand side and then passed across the face of goal for Korisan to finish with a tap-in. This looks like a female. This looks like a FIFA goal, CAFC goal. Concentration time, agent. Concentration. You're right. I almost forgot. Concentration time. How do you concede now? After holding it down for 40 minutes, you concede in the last 5 games. Critical phases, agent. The words you like to use. Critical phases. How do you concede in the critical phase? Now your impossible job just became, well, your extremely hard job just became impossible. No, 1-0 Mamelodi Sundowns versus Mbabane Swallows, and then 0-0 for Pirates versus Jwaneng Galaxy. Guys, it is live. This is a live thing. Like I'm actually live right now watching the game. So please, Temiko says SABC pictures are terrible. Really? Where are you watching it on? I'm watching it on Facebook, guys. Okay, I'm watching the Sundowns game on SABC3, but I'm watching the other one on Facebook. Yes, Tipo is leading 1-0. Sundowns. The only team that has scored from these 2 games up to this point. I need more goals from Sundowns and Mbabane Swallows. Lulu, what did you bet? What did you bet? Satella Dala, would you stop betting? What did you bet now? Now that you're telling us I need. I know what that means. Korisang scored. Korisang scored. Neatness. Zamalek says this Mtunyelwa is a player. TK is just laughing. No, she must tell the truth. There's a bet that you'll see. Somebody says Sundowns over 3.5. Yeah, I know you guys. Evan. Okay, let's see how much time. 1 minute added on with the Mamelodi Sundowns game. We're still waiting for the Pirates game. Three minutes added on to the Pirates game. Yeah, SABC is fine. I think the quality has been okay. Gilberto looked like he was going to be such a loud player, like it was going to be undeniable to see him. The way that he acts at practice, the way that he talks and does all that, you would have expected him to be a much bigger player or more influential player. Okay, we're into halftime. Please follow if you have not followed. If you want to jump into the show now, I'm going to do some analysis with some people here. So if you want to jump in, please remember that you have to be following me and then click on the multi-guest button at the bottom of your screen so we can have a conversation. Mamelodi Sundowns has gone to halftime 1-0 with a 1-0 lead versus Mbabane Swallows. And then Jwaneng are still sitting 0-0 with Orlando Pirates. I was about to say, where is multi-guest? Okay, guys, click on the multi-guest button, but remember, you have to be following me in order to jump in. Hey, my brother, how are you?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I think for a time, Charlie should knock on my door anytime soon because it's too cold. It's too cold. It's too cold.
Tima hita man, tima hita okay mink. Hey agent, yes.
I'm about to die.
Sundown Swallows. What are we seeing
I don't
here?
know, man. I don't know how you are able to multi-watch games. You know, I'm really struggling with United and Sundowns watching them both at the same time, but it's fine. So my analysis is not gonna be that spot on because I see in half and half. No, but I think my main gripe with this game is these players are not showing enough hunger as those that did last game. You know.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be very, very much surprised if Mangoba names and changed lineup against who are you playing against? Is it cheaper? Or whoever we're playing on Wednesday, on Tuesday. Yeah, at 5. So I think we're gonna see another 5-6 changes, you know, and I don't know what that does, to be fair, to the cohesion, to the chemistry of the team, considering that we have a big game next week. Is it a big game? Category A game, not a big game, but a category A game next week Saturday. So you would want to have at least a squad playing 2-3 games in succession. So I don't know, but I can only mention Ulunga. I think he's been okay, you know, didn't assist, you know, like you said, other than EA assist, you know, not many South African players are able to do that kind of assist, you know. And Shasha, I don't know with Shasha, how we handle Shasha. Dropping him destroys him playing him destroys him. You know, so I don't know personally how you should handle Sasha because hey, he's killing us. Hey, you're playing against 12 men. You're playing against 12 men. He's really, really killing us. So I don't know. But I think maybe we should drop him because I think we're killing him by playing him because he's so desperate. And in his desperation, he's making wrong things. And yeah. But Mbabane Swallows, again, is it a case of lack of intensity, lack of desire from Sundowns that are playing better? Or is it that, you know, the coach said, guys, go there and enjoy yourself, you know, market yourself, you know, and like you said, the coach said, you're not going to win this, so maybe there's no pressure, so hence maybe they're playing a bit better because they're now playing for a contract, you know, in PSL, or it's a combination of both, you know, so I don't know, but yeah, nothing much to analyze to be fair.
What do we make of Unyoso? Is this the Nyoso that we want? Is it the pressing Nyoso, the pushing Nyoso? The Nyoso that was brought in by Coach Rulani when he knew what Nyoso was, man.
Yeah, I think this Nyoso is the Nyoso that maybe I would like to see because I think this is the kind of game model that would suit him better, you know, because I did complain last year that sometimes you would be watching, you'd be in the stand and he's running with the ball and there's no one. Yeah. He's alone, you know, because the entire team is behind. Or sometimes he'll make a run and he's alone on the other side and he's not being picked up, you know. And people are like, but it looks like this player's on the patch lodge. I'm like, no, it's just that he has. Sundowns wants you to be close as possible to the passer, you know, so that you can make that pass. So if you're far away, he's not going to make that pass, you know, it's not in Sundowns' nature. So this kind of football maybe will suit him because we want to run, we want to make those long passes. So I think it will suit much better. But even with him, he hasn't shown me that he wants to start next week game or Tuesday game or the Saturday game. He's been lukewarm, you know, so yeah.
Guys, please, let's also get some Pirates people in. So if you're also watching the Pirates game, feel free to request. Let me go to PK before I go to Tyler. PK, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Hey, Kokotoriwa, yee, Kokotoriwa. Kokotoriwa.
Hey, PK, le game ya lona kotoliwa man, what's alang Sundowns Mbabane Swallows? Le teng go kotoliwa.
Hey, Kokotoriwa, my brother. No, but so OT and everyone. No. Look, man, OT, we are not under pressure. It's a sign of trusting your players to say, guys, you are not parcels, but we value you. It's more kind of psychological and trusting and also building the trust along the players to say there is no need for injuring players that we will need later in this game, but continue to play the football that we want to play. But also...
Tyler, please can you just mute there? Sorry.
But I'm happy on my side. I'm happy to see certain players, Baba Rook, coming back. You know, Savendra, he's playing very well. I've been monitoring him very well. I think with Allende, with these moves, we're gonna see something coming out. I don't know what is happening with Lodge.
Mara is very well enough to display somebody in the first team because I don't think Savendra has been that good.
No, but I was just saying with this movement, man, he's good now with this movement. But in the first team, we don't know. We don't know. But I'm just saying, given opportunity and well used. That's what I'm saying. With me looking at him. But I don't know what is happening with Lodge, man. I don't know what is happening with Lodge and Shalulid. Yeah. I don't know. We're going to run out of patience. And not because they are carrying names, but because their performance is failing them. It doesn't come to their level on how we know them and how we want them. You can see, man, both Divine Lunga, they are coming. They are setting a trend to say, we are here. But complacent Lodge, you just miss. I don't see the hungry Lodge and the hungry Shalulile that we know. You know, Shalulile is a hustler, Buffett. If he doesn't get a space, he makes that space. He was a sniper. We loved him, but he just dropped. I don't know. We can't blame the passes. We can't blame the opportunity. Shalulile was very clever in taking those spaces. And utilizing those spaces, and I don't see him doing this. He just misses, and we are born right, and he continues with the game. I missed this, then what? And that attitude is an attitude that is gonna sit him down. Honestly, we can be patient for that long. But we this is Sundowns, man. There is a lot of competition, and I think Mangoba highlighted that. I mean, he's saying something. If you have ears, hear him for what he's saying to say. Everyone is important in the team. Just hear him in that read between that line. But Kodisa is a good player. He's very good, but I think he's trying so hard, man. Sometimes just do the work. Cross the ball. Don't try hard, man.
Look, PK, all you need to do to fix Shalulile, man. Mrekeleng Lion, Boxer Lion from Komams. Boxer Lion from Komamilodi, Utobasha. But anyway, let me go to Tyler. Tyler, welcome. How are you?
Yes, OT, I'm good. How's you?
I'm cold, Tyler. I'm cold. But these matches are colder. These matches are colder, Tyler. What's happening, man?
Man, I'm looking at Sundowns and their lineup. I must say that I'm disappointed at the fact that at least on the bench, Manouche is supposed to have Kuliso and what's his name in the middle of the park.
Oh, Mokwena.
Mokwena, at least, just to give them game time. If he keeps them out of the match, out of games, they're going to be rusty. They're not longer going to be the Mokwenas and the Motaung, because I think Tembazwane is in the bench. You're supposed to do the same thing. As much as, yes, it's a small team, but at least, put them in. Politics in a team. I'm looking at the lineup. I'm happy about Diruk. Is one of my favorite left backs. I love that combination in the middle of the park. Savrenda spraying those passes, very good. Just disappointed by Katuso. He's losing balls there, including Lunga, Divine Lunga. As much as people are saying he's playing well, but watch him closely. Whenever he makes a tackle, there's always, a referee is blowing his whistle. That assist was just, anyone can make an assist. But ever since I've watched that boy playing for Sundowns, I haven't really have seen him improved. He loses a lot of balls there with Katuso. Lodge, guys, let's give Lodge. When they say talent, you can never erase talent. Lodge is
class is permanent.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Class is permanent, Lodge is pure talent. You can never erase that from him. He's starting. How many games he has played? Some players take time to get into matches, but as you give them matches, more games, you will see Lodge coming in. So let's not be hard on him. Shalulile, it's one of those things, one of those dry seasons, where you feel like some other players are coming in and they are scoring goals, and now we are rushing everything because you feel the pressure. As much as no one is saying it in the team, but you feel it, players are scoring goals in other matches. So I think he must just take it easy, be Shalulile that he knows, work hard. The goals will come. There's lots of games to play for. Thank you so much.
Let me go to Agent. Agent, I want to ask you. We know that the score is 4-0. We know that the tie is pretty much done. Is there a need to do another Tembazwane special? Is there a need to bring them in and up the tempo, even if it's just to get the rest of the players on side and maybe get them playing a little bit hungry? Do you need to do that, or do you take it as, you know what, it's 4-0, let's just see out the second half and go home?
I find it very disingenuous that we are asked to be patient with Lodge, who, like I said, it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just lukewarm. You know, I find it disingenuous that a lukewarm Lodge is supposed to be patient with him, but a guy who gets assist in Ulunga, we are harsh on him. I think that is very disingenuous. And I think sometimes, and I think this is my problem with other platforms like idiski Times, they want everything to be Sundowns. You know, not every player is going to be Umudiba. You know, he has his own abilities and everything, and his own unique things. You know, I think he's a hard tackler. You know, he's gonna make passes. He's gonna make better crosses than Umudiba and Motaung. He's not your inviting kind of fullback. But to your question, I think I would play them, not for anything, but just to keep the engine going, you know, because you don't want the engine to get cold in this cold weather. So you just get them in 20 minutes to get the engine rolling, so that on Tuesday they still have minutes in the league, because we're coming from pre-season. It's not like we've played a lot of games, you know, and especially with Kamba, he's not played a lot of minutes, so we need him to just always be a bit fresher, you know. So yeah, I'll definitely put in them, you know, just for that. You know, but then I'm disappointed that Paris fans are not on the live, so they can tell us about Jika Gilberto, but that's fine.
And then, Agent, are you worried at all? Is this game that Sundowns is playing right now an indicator of maybe that they're going to struggle with some teams that might not press them very high? Is it something that you're looking at, or is it just, you know what, Mbabane, we just need to get past this game. It's not as bad as we think. We'll see it when we see it later. But we did see something similar with Supersport at the beginning in that first half. Do you worry about maybe a little bit of structure might get in Sundowns' way?
Yeah, no, I think we are going to be slow starters this game. You know, with Coach Rulani, always wanted first goal so that we can slow down the tempo. So I think this team, they're going to be slow starters. But I think also it's maybe I'm being too harsh, but it's exposing our team B kind of thing, that maybe our team B is not ready to be competing at the highest level. You know, so we can only hope that they can improve, or maybe as the more games they're given, the more jealous the team. You know, and I think now is the perfect opportunity to suggest what you are suggested, that maybe we have two teams where they can get used to playing with each other, you know. And with this coach, I think with the way he said, he can alternate them between games, you know, and maybe depending on the start of games, you play your 8-ish kind of team, and other so-called kind of games, just play your B team, you know, so that they can also get that cohesion between them. And I think, because I don't think these players are bad, Shem. I think they just need minutes in their leagues, and they'll come up good. But yeah, I think it's going to be maybe 3-1, I think.
3-1, okay.
To Jwaneng Galaxy. Also to Sundowns, so yeah, to Sundowns.
Let me go to PK. PK, is there a need to bring Zwane on in this game? Is there a need to pace up? Is there a need to accelerate? Or should they just see out this game? And the reason why I'm asking is a lot of these players have not played for Mamelodi Sundowns as regularly. Maybe it could be nice to bring in Abomshishi to take up the tempo and bring the players into the game, number one. And then on the second question, similar to what I asked Agent, are you worried at all that, you know, we saw a similar start versus Supersport? We're seeing a similar thing here. We're calling for Bozwane. We saw what type of tactical changes they made, and it made a difference versus Supersport. Are you worried at all about that your first half seemed to be a little bit slow?
Yeah, let me start with the players. The first question, OT. I think there is no need for bringing Zwane. honestly, or Mudiba or any other senior players. Take Mbabane, bring him in, and those who haven't had games, just leave Bozwani for now. This game doesn't necessarily. It's not. What can I say? I don't want to. Khonyatsa team yene, but honestly, this is done. We are finished with this team. Let's look and give other players a chance and opportunity. We don't need to go all out. And one thing that I like about Mangoba is that he's able to read the game. Because now the next thing we're gonna have unnecessary injuries, and we don't know what's gonna happen next. I mean, we are playing Kaizer Chiefs that other weekend. We are playing on Tuesday. Probably you might need them. But one thing about the second question, Uti, is that I'm not worried about how we start. Remember, this is Mangoba's football with the philosophy of Sundowns, of course. But him starting like this, one thing that we must give compliment to is that at least Sundowns from middle filter to go there in building and go into the next pole is much faster than the Sundowns that you used to build, do tiki-taka, always at the back. Sometimes you will hold your heart with your hand to say, yo, habaka it's a mistake, but we are no longer worried about that. You can see the intention of we want to go forward, we want to score goals. And I think we are slowly getting into that one of saying we want goals. We are very clear about the mission that we want goals. Yes, we're gonna maintain a position, but we do want goals. And that's one thing that we've been in short of go Sundowns. And that's one reason go CAF to say, yes, we were dangerous, but we were not dangerous. You know that thing of, you are dangerous, but you don't scare me. Because play whatever that you want to play. And Bo Esperanzo, Bo Weda, they have seen that, and they have been hating us concerning that thing. So at least for now, we must not be arrogant to that level of thinking that we are invisible in even in the field. And I think Mangoba is dealing with that reality. No 1,000 passes for no reasons. We need to score. And we need to dominate the game and do things. And you can honestly see that thing. And I like even the tempo, and he knows when to do it. Second half, if you just watch Sundowns now, you will see the tempo is a bit high now. We are going forward. And I have seen that thing as Super Sport. I have seen that thing last time at this team. For the second half, we are going. We are going. So I think I'm glad with what I am seeing. I'm not scared. It's just a transformation, guys, man. We must be patient with that. Yeah.
Let me go to Tyler. Tyler, same to. Oh, wait, PK. Score prediction.
Okay. 3-0.
Oh, okay. Let me go to Tyler. Tyler, 2 questions. Do you need Zwane to come in? And I ask it from the point of, all of these players are new. All of these players are maybe they're not all the way up to the level or all the way awake. Maybe you bring in Zwane to maybe show these guys that, okay, I'll take the team and bring them up and maybe turn a lot of them on. Do you need to do that, or is it just too small of a game or too unimportant of a result? Number one. And then number two, are you worried about how Sundowns is starting slow in the first half? And maybe you made these changes like Zwane coming on to see those type of things. Are you worried about them?
I'll start with the latter question. I think based on what the coach has told us, that he wants his game to be more faster. He wants more balls in the box of the opponents. And so far, ever since we started, Sundowns has been starting very slow. You look at the match they've played against Stellies, they've played against Super Sport. When do those goals get scored? So one needs to look at that as a coach, because what you are saying and what is happening on the middle of the field in the games is not translating to that. So you need to look at that. And then Zwane, I think there's something to learn from other sporting codes within South Africa, like the likes of the Springboks. Yeah. When they say they're bringing the bomb squad, regardless whatever opponents they're playing against, they are doing that to play with the mind of the opponent, to play with the minds of other teams that are there, to say, in our arsenal, we have players that can come in and change the game. And the more you do that, the more you also, even Kuzwane, he knows what is expected out of him. In this case, it's going to be the bomb squad of Sundowns and Abu Mudiba. So you need to practice that in matches like this. You bring them on, they do their thing. And that way you are passing. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you perfectly.
It's tiki-taking here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. So those are the points that I wanted to make, OT, when it comes to your questions. We need to look at your start. Your start must be the same as your finish. You need to change Themba Zwane to pass a message to the opponent and change the game so that you do that consistent and constantly. Because if you're not going to start with him, give him a chance, to do his thing.
So can I just ask Tyler? I don't know if you still can hear me properly. I want to ask, does it work also for the players? I think in this case that I'm asking for, it's more for the Sundowns players themselves to say, Themba Zwane comes on, he's captain, he knows what needs to be done, he's running harder, he's doing all that stuff. Maybe that lifts the team. Maybe, with these new guys, maybe some of them might not be all the way in the Mamelodi Sundowns system. It might be a little bit of, questioning yourself and things like that. Do you not bring on Zwane maybe to just lift them up as well? With, okay, now it's a high tempo game. Now we're all playing. Now we can all relax. Can you have some of that?
Ooh, my network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I was saying, OT, that you're not only doing that, for the game, but you're also psychologically assisting the guys that are in the middle of the park, because they know what Themba can do, right? So everyone needs to pull their socks. Once Themba in, he wants the 1-2 passes. It means you need to raise your game. He wants the team to win. So it also helps the guys in the middle of the park to raise their game because of the stature of the player Themba is. They created a song about him because they're trying to show everybody that this is our guy, that we go to whenever things are not going well. So everybody knows what Themba can do. And most of these players, I was listening to interviews, who's responsible in the team to assisting these young players. And Themba's name came up to say Themba is the one that mentors these guys. So a lot of these guys are being mentored by him as Themba Zwane. So you need him to assist these guys, and they can see it from him how it's done.
Okay. No. Tyler, score prediction.
Score prediction. If you don't change it to Themba Zwane, you're gonna, in your 80s, you're gonna score another goal. But if you bring Mudiba and Themba Zwane, you might get 3-0 or 4-0. Yeah.
Okay. No, Tyler, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, we are watching both matches. Where's Stepfather? Stepfather. It's in man. It's Pirates show. Please. We're watching both matches. Changes every 5 minutes. So don't be worried. We are looking at both games. Pirates has had some chances on their side that they haven't been able to take up to this point. Sundowns has upped the tempo a little bit, although they're still a little bit sloppy with the ball at times. The reason I was asking the question about Themba Zwane and Obri Mudiba and all those guys coming on, I think sometimes when you have two different teams, sometimes you need people that can show the standard, who can show you what we are meant to do here, right? And sometimes you need that in the game, because a lot of these players, if you think about how many times did you see Tiruk last year? How many times have you seen Obas recently? How many times have you seen Mdunyelo Saavedra, Lodge, Kodisang? How many times have you seen those guys? And maybe when they come inside, you need Mshishi to come in and link up with Lodge so that they can, start running together. You need somebody who can come in and raise the stakes. I'm asking the question about that first half because I'm not too worried about the slow start. I think my worry is about some of the difficulties that Sundowns has at times. So, for example, in the first half, Mbabane Swallows, I think they'd learned a thing or two from Supersport. They didn't necessarily press Sundowns too far. They didn't necessarily do all of those things, and Sundowns was losing the ball. To be fair to them, so these players have not played that much, so maybe it's just a case of cobwebs. But versus Supersport, versus Stellies, what we saw in those first halves was a Sundowns team that wasn't getting forward and wasn't necessarily in control the whole time. Rulani's team, though boring, didn't lose the ball too much. They were in control. The 1,000 passes was 1,000 passes. They didn't, there wasn't a lot that you could complain about. With these guys, against Swallows, they're losing the ball a lot. They're getting counted. Mbabane Swallows is getting into some nice positions at times. They're crossing the ball in. Mbabane Swallows looked like a really good team this day. Not a really good team, but a better team today. And I don't think it's all up to them. So the worry is, can Sundowns afford to do these things when they face better teams? For example, if your slow start has a 1-0, you're 1-0 down half time, right? Can you come back from that? And we saw twice versus Stellenbosch that it's very hard to come back from those things for some of these teams. And I know Agent has always said as well there in the comments, usually he'll say that, when this style of play that Mangoba wants to play is going to be high risk, high reward. You're going to be caught every now and then. You're going to give up chances. Now the question becomes, can you go an entire half with getting those chances, giving those chances away? Maybe somebody scores 1 goal, 2 goals. Can you rebound in the second half with Bothemba Zwane? Should you rebound with Bothemba Zwane? Or should you start with Bothemba Zwane and then play the slower game later on? These are the questions that I'm asking. And again, guys, it's not to say that Sundowns is bad or Mangoba is bad. Oh, there we go. Goal, 2-0. Mamelodi Sundowns. Not to say that Mamelodi Sundowns is bad or anything like that. It's just to say, can you change the configuration sometimes? And when you play against better opposition, will you be able to speed up in the second half and actually come into the thing? Okay, Mamelodi Sundowns has scored from a set piece. Oh, what a header. What a header. Man, ke mang o korileng? Why am I missing his name? Khoza, ne? Yeah, Khoza, it's one of the new ones. Khoza has scored for Mamelodi Sundowns. Apologies, guys. Khoza has scored for Mamelodi Sundowns. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Guys, the Pirates didn't want to jump in. The Pirates fans didn't want to jump in. I wanted to give them space as well. So hopefully, maybe at full time, they will join us and tell us about their team, Lebo Gilberto, but it's okay. And then on the Pirates Jwaneng side, Pirates man has an issue with switching on. I think they also have a changed team. You're seeing both Gilberto coming into the pitch. You're seeing a midfield of Makaula and Dlamini resting Abombata, right? But they're not fluid. They're not playing, right? I don't want to say this, but I always say that, the state of Orlando Stadium will tell you how the team is going to play. They're playing like their stadium right now. They've got no hype. It's not full. There's patches, Jwaneng has come out a little bit better. They are a little bit more structured. Jwaneng is a little bit of the team that I was expecting. But Bo, they're not doing enough to go and win this game. Sundowns, Pirates defense has been under pressure for a little bit. Will that pressure mean anything? I don't think so. So let's see how the second half goes. Sundowns is doing the job on their side. 6-0 on aggregate right now, 2-0 lead right now after winning the first leg 4-0. So they're in the pound seats. They're done with this game. I think at this point, you shouldn't see Zwane warming up. I have to take back everything I said. You shouldn't see Zwane warming up. You shouldn't see Modiba coming in. Maybe just let the game play out. Maybe put in Mbabane, maybe put in Masego to agree with what Tyler said there. You could even bring in Johannes, a friend of the show, Keegan Johannes. He could come in and also stretch his legs a little bit because the tie is pretty much done when it comes to Sundowns versus Swallows. Let's see. Cuba says the time for Pirates now. Pirates people request and analyze your team. Creator Sengwayo says, honestly, I'm starting to see what Mangoba wants to achieve with this team. Sundowns are more creative. Can I say, on that point, Creator Sengwayo, do you know what's great? I think, away from tactics, the two big differences that I see, or it may still be early, but the two big differences I see between Rulani and Mangoba, goal. Goal. Yeah, Lodge, 3-0. Okay, there we go. What is going on? Why is my... Really? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Apologies for that. It seems like for some reason... For some reason, my scores were not showing on this side. So sorry, guys. Lomchi 2-3 has just scored.
That's the nyoso I know. I don't want another nyoso. I didn't bring the other nyoso. I brought the nyoso that I know. Because that's not the nyoso that I want. The nyoso I want is got pressure, stress, he's dodging, he's dribbling, he's shooting, he's assisting, he's breaking the line. This is the nyoso I know. Now when I don't get that nyoso, then one khanye picture.
Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. This is the nyoso I know, man. This is he's got pressure. He's got pressure, man. He's doing all of those things. Look, what I was gonna say about the difference between Coach Mangoba for me and Coach Rulani is that they both make changes. They both know how to change a team. But the only difference is that Coach Mangoba is willing to do it earlier on within the game. So when you're watching the games, Coach Mangoba's changes happen 45 minutes, they start pacing up. They both play a pretty slow first half. They both hold possession. They both have a ton of passes. They both do that stuff in the first half. And then in the second half, where Coach Mangoba would do it, let's say 46th minute, he would change everything around. Rulani would probably only do it, and I see the timer also. Rulani would probably only do it when he gets into the last 10 minutes. That's when he'll throw away everything and go hard, right? So that's one of the big differences between Coach Mangoba and Coach Rulani in that sense. I still feel like they do the same things. Like, for example, he's spoken about how Sundowns still has over 500 passes when they're playing. They have over 500 passes. They still do all of those things, right? But then when they have their 15 minutes, so the game versus Supersport, when Zwane and them came on, it was the 15-minute stretch where they just blew the doors off of Supersport and then they relaxed at the end. Rulani does that last 10 minutes. So his last 15 minutes is from the 75th minute, whereas Mangoba's one starts at maybe minute 50. So I don't think there's that much change, right? And also, beating Sundowns is more about concentration than it is about you playing well. Mbabane Swallows tried to play a different game in the second half. Supersport tried to play a different game in the second half. And that's what opened up the chances for Sundowns to take advantage. So Sundowns, very patient team. I call them an opportunistic team. The moment you mess up, they'll wait for your mess up and they'll score, right? They'll wait for your mess up and they'll take advantage. Whether that mess up happens 70th minute, whether it happens 90th minute, that is what Sundowns is really good at. And a lot of the teams having jumped this. It's mental most of the time because you have to stay concentrated. Look at the structure that Mbabane Swallows had in the first half. That's gone. That's gone. Look at the keeper making mistakes. Goal number 4. Goal number 4. Nazo, 4-0. You get me? And maybe that's where Sundowns shines the most. Sundowns shines the most because their concentration is so high. It's so high that, you know, fighting them, man, you can't stay concentrated for that long. The last few games for Sundowns last season were ugly 1-0s. Ugly 1-0s. Defenders were slipping and putting in goals, last-minute goals from crosses, all of that stuff. Mkhulise got his goal. Just as an update, it is 4-0. Mkhulise rifling it into the top corner from a cutback. Puts it into the top corner. The eternal youngster of Mamelodi Sundowns. He's been a youngster for 7 years now. Mkhulise has been a youngster, a young 28-year-old, just reaching his prime. No, guys, we don't hate Mkhulise or anything. It's just something everybody says that Mkhulise is the youngster, just to clarify. Over 3.5 loading, says Tabeleng. You are quiet. Hey, Tabeleng, you are quiet. You're back now. Ugly Boy says Mursa goal. Yeah, that was a Mursa goal. I'm saying watch Matthews this season. Young Pitso. He's a young Pitso. I don't know if he's young Pitso because, you know, relative to Pitso, young is a little bit old. But anyway, the aggregate score is 8-0. You can't complain. They're doing everything they're meant to be doing now. You know that high score we were calling for? We're heading that place, and I'm so happy. I think Sundowns needs to make a statement. You know, the reason why I wanted Sundowns to play and beat teams and blow this team, no disrespect to Swallows, blow them off, was to make a statement. And maybe I was wrong in thinking Zwane would do it or would light up the team. Here they are, they're playing. I can put my hands up and say, this is what we've asked for. This is what they needed, they need to do. Master GD says the Mangoba's making a statement. Q-Boy says they must bring in sales. Sales is not there. Sales is not there. There's who's on the bench? Onyango Khoza, Iruk Obas, Lungam, Kulis Mtunyelwa, Saavedra Lodge, Kodisan, and the bench is Peter Samudiba, Litlaku, Matthews, Zwane Mapena, Masego, Johannes Kutsia. He's not there. And we're seeing Tembinkosi Lodge coming off of Umapena. Let's go, Umapena. Let's go. I need to see a 7-0 now. What statement and to who? Well, Sean, it's a statement that, look, you guys think we're weak. We got knocked out of the MTN8. We've changed coaches. People have been questioning Mangoba. People have been questioning Mangoba benching Mokwena and Mudau, right? That how can you win games without those guys? Sometimes you need to make the statement not just outwardly to everybody to say, look, we can score 7 or whatever, but inwardly to the other players to say, guys, I trust you. I trust you. If you guys keep playing well, there's no need for Mokwena to come back. There's no need for Mudau to come back. So the thing I was saying at halftime when I was saying that I would love to see Zwane come in and lift up the other players so that the other players also realize that this is my shot. This is an audition. You see now, the way that they're going to be playing here is going to show you now. They've woken up and they're like, okay, guys, let's take this shot. You get me? That's what I'm trying to say, that there's many a statement being made in this game right now, especially if they win big. I've got other players. I am actually a coach that can go out and win things. And fine, it might be Mbabane Swallows, but if you can get the team morale up in that way and get the confidence of some of these players up, it will spill over into the other games. So plenty of statements are being made here. You know, if Mamelodi Sundowns only beat Swallows 2-0 or 1-0, all of us would be sitting here because a statement would have been made that they're not good enough, right? The fact that we can relax now and say, well, we've said that the game has been done. But the fact that we can sit here and relax, it means that, okay, now let's see what Abo Masego can do. Let's see what Abo Mapena can do. Let's see those things. Many a statement. Many statements being made here. Lodge. Shalulile. Yeah, Shalulile came on for Masego. Shalulile came off for Masego. Okay, back to Kukune. Even though it's frozen. Cooking as well in. Jwaneng. Yona has not showed up to this game. The ball won't go in there by Orlando. I guess the game is done. Guys, Pirates is an emotional team. Pirates is Skukune 2-1. Okay. Aggregate 2-2, but this DLS team has gotten an away goal, so they need to score another one. Pirates is an emotional team. Pirates, you can tell everything about what Pirates is going to do if you see the performance of Tito, and especially at Orlando, if you see the fans and you see the moment, right? Pirates struggles with getting up for certain games, whether they believe that Jwaneng is done, and because Jwaneng is done, they don't need to show up. You're not going to see a lot from Pirates on some games. But they should have closed off this game. Please, Mr. Oti, don't say 7-0. That score haunts me to this day. Aye, man. It is what it is, guys. Oti, we'll see if they can make that statement against the sea robbers. No, but and that's why, Sean, I'm saying that in order to get there to the sea robbers, you may need a lot of confidence coming from a lot of players. And I think you build that confidence in these type of games too. You know, Sales, funny enough, if Sales was available and on the bench, this would be a game where you bring Sales in and you hope that he scores 2 or 3 goals so that, man, he can get the jitters out of the way, man, that nervousness that he doesn't have a goal. Get the goal here and then move on to bigger things. If you don't do it here and you want to go play at Orlando Stadium on a Thursday and think that you'll wake up out of the blue for that one, or the players will be confident, it could be more worse. It could be worse for those players when they get into that game if they don't have the confidence of having played here. Imagine what this does for Mkhulise. Imagine what this does for Lodge. You know? It's cold today. That's why fans aren't there. I must see. Mina, I always say about Pirates, random Tuesday in the middle of the week when you have to go play Richards Bay and there's no hype and there's no fanfare and there's nobody there, can Pirates do it? And what you're saying about fans not being there, it's cold and all of that stuff, has it gone against the statement I just made? It's cold, it's quiet, they've got 2-0 versus Jordaan. They're not going to show up for this game. I said at the beginning, the moment you see some things, you're like, Pirates is not necessarily in this game all the way. I think if the weather was great, the fans would be there, says Masti. Kutlana, what a player. Hey, Divine Lunga, how sharp, he's coming all right. But let's see. SABC are a biased channel. Well, they're showing Sundowns, but they are showing the Facebook, the Pirates game on Facebook. I'm watching it here on Facebook as well. Another throw for Royal AM. Boy, did Chairman play? There's the number 10. Chairman, my chairman. Eh? The only chairman who puts on a kit and goes training and gets on the ground and plays. Puts the team on his back. Chairman. Yes. He's yet to lose. Hey, Chick, he's yet to lose. Chairman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's on SABC Sports. SABC Sports, SABC Plus, I'm watching it on the Facebook page. What's his salary as a player? He doesn't take a salary. He doesn't take a salary. He's doing this for the love of the game. Eh? 2 roles. He has to go to practice. He has to go to practice during the day. Then he has to go sit with the board at night. Eh? And make decisions. How many of your chair people can do that, man? Commitment, guys. Eh? The names on the team, the names on Harry Kuala Stadium, the names on the jersey, the names in the pod. Aye, man. Your chair people don't sacrifice enough, man. Mbabane is still 17 years old, isn't he? He should be 17 years old. I know he still plays DDC. At least 18. I'm just glad he's back in this team. Yo, I was going to be mad if they introduced Shabalala at him and brought him into the team for a little bit, only to take him back to DDC. From what I hear from people, he's been abusing other kids called DDC. So it's good for him to come back. And like, I'm going to make this a conversation for the normal show. The normal show is Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Where we discuss these things. If Sundowns, Pirates, or Chiefs are not playing, 7 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Otherwise, we'll be watching those games if those 3 are playing. Guys, shouldn't there be a reserve league? And a proper reserve league. And what I mean by reserve league is, you see these Sundowns players that are here, for example, you think about your Tiruks, you think about your Saavedras, for example. It's players that haven't had a lot of game time to play. Shouldn't there be a league of bench players and reserve players and the guys in the stands where they get to play a level? You know what I mean? They get to play at the PSL level with players who are in the PSL and keep themselves warm and keep themselves ready. You know, when it comes to Chiefs, for example, it would have been great if, while they were not ready to come into the team, they didn't have to go straight back to DDC, where it's developmental league. Or if I'm 27, I'm not gonna go play DDC games, right? And each team has 30 players. You can make a team of 15, bring in some DDC players that are shining, make it a 20, and then have those guys that are on the outskirts playing. So when they called on, their warm. Shouldn't we have that type of league, right? Where Mbabane, when they're not playing for the first team, they might go and play the reserves, the Pirates, for example. We used to have it, but then they changed it to DDC, and that became a developmental league, you know? 74 minutes in the Pirates game, 79 minutes in the Sundowns game. Apologies, guys, my timer just did some things. So that is the time right now, 79 minutes, Sundowns Swallows, and then of course Jwaneng with Pirates. It is still 0-0. Jwaneng still not making a meaningful impact. The better of the chances have come from Orlando Pirates up to this point. Let's see. Crazy T says he wants to be Jomo, involved in everything. Mara Jomo takes it too far. Yo, chairman of the board, secretary, bus driver, kit manager, coach, scout. I'm sure he even does contracts himself. Hey, Jomo was doing too much that side. Is Andile that good? No, man. But can we give Andile his flowers? He went and worked out. He went and got fitter. I think he's lost some weight. Him playing has not necessarily hurt the team. So can we give him flowers? Pele, hey, there was times where he started and you were like, not like this. Or reserve league would be great for Andile. You know? That's how it started. That's how we used to have a reserve league, but then they took it away. We used to have a pure reserve league. So DDC players are not reserves in my eyes. DDC players are not reserves. Reserves are 30-man squad, 17 play, or 17 go with the team, or however many go with the team, and then there's still 13 players that are sitting in the stands there. You get me? That's reserves for me because those are the guys you call up when you're talking about depth and those type of things. But I guess the argument you could make is that most teams don't have that, but then you could move your DDC players into there and, you know, have a fully functioning 16-man team that plays reserve league games. You give the DDC players a jump from DDC. They get to play PSL players, full league PSL players on their way into the first team, if that makes sense. And if I'm a senior player who was injured, I'm coming back from injury, I need to get up to speed or whatever, I can play against other PSL players. And also maybe you could make it a scouting thing where some of the players, we just don't get to see them because they don't play games. I mean, when you think of a player like Saavedra, you know, outside of this chance, how many games has he actually played? Imagine if you could evaluate them a lot better. Maybe you could make a lot more money through those transfers because you might not need the player, but other teams do too, you know? Abosipo Mbule just left for Skukune. Maybe you play those guys. Ow! Keegan Johannes comes on with Aubrey Mudiba for Divine Lunga, who's stepping off. And then let me just see who Keegan is coming in for. Win Flores. I'm like, what? Sevadra. Johannes on for Sevadra. Maybe even the chef. Maybe he's the team chef. Asazi. Maybe I'm a poto lapa. A Cosmos. He's the masseuse. He's the psychologist. Chomo even drives the bus also and gives membership cards. He's a fan and fitness trainer as well. You see, Sean? Kukune needs to score if they want to advance. Time is not on their side. I'm not watching the game, but I'd love to see how Kukune is doing that side. I speak so highly of Coach CM. He's one of the coaches that I love and I think has a bright future ahead of him. He just has to prove this year that it wasn't a surprise, him doing what he did. Honestly, whoever scouted Saavedra should get fired and create a Sengwai. Well, the scouts have been fired. Fleming, well, okay, not all of them, but Fleming seemingly holds the power there. Fleming Bag, SD. Running with a couple of changes there towards the end. PK, no one wants to, but I know Pirates, my Pirates guys, Batakena when the game is done. They don't like coming in half time. Win that ball, fight boy, fight. $84 minutes on the Sundowns game, and we are 79 minutes on the Paris Jwaneng game. 0-0 Paris Jwaneng, 4-0 Swallows versus Sundowns. Sundowns is 8-0 on aggregate, whereas Pirates is still leading 2-0 on aggregate on that side. Yeah, the score updates here. See ya, it's your first time here. Nobody does lives like this. We change graphics. I show you the starting. Hey man, nobody does this, man. Yeah, if it's your first time here, welcome. Follow, Lapo, follow. Pirates and inconsistency, they think they can win the league. That's the big question for Pirates. That's the big question. I think Pirates, for Pirates, it's not a quality question. Like, it's not they don't have the players. It's not they don't have all of that stuff. For me, Pirates' issue is mental. And Pirates, it's the concentration issue, right? The reason why Pirates does so well in cup competitions is every game feels like a final because you're going to be knocked out. So you have to show up. There's excitement. There's, you know what I mean? But when you have a 30-game season, there's going to be 10, 15 of those games. Maybe half of the games will be dead rubber games versus a small team a smaller team, quote unquote, without a heavy big stadium, without star players, without a huge expectation, without a big challenge. And Pirates struggles on those games. Guys, Pirates gave Cape Town Spurs their first win of the season last year. The first win. The worst team in the league got their first win versus Orlando Pirates. That tells you, it's not because Cape Town Spurs was better. It's not because they've got the better players or whatever. It's because occasion. If there's no occasion, Pirates doesn't play, man. If there's no occasion. And I don't know how Coach Jose fixes that, but he needs to fix that to say, guys, hey, Johannes, yo, he needs to get rid of that supersport, man. He needs to get supersport out of him because Sundowns is a passing team. He can't be displacing passes like that. As I was saying, they're an occasion team. They're an emotional team. When it's a happy game and a high game and it's all of that stuff, you will see the best Pirates you'll ever see in your life. When it's Kaizer Chiefs versus Kaizer Chiefs, FNB Stadium, Soweto Derby, and they go 2-1 down, you will see the best Pirates of your life coming back into that game. Chippa United on a Tuesday, look at how they struggled. They won, I'll give them credit. But that is, Bafana Pirates are short more. If they can fix this, shame. Sundowns is just consistent. Sundowns wins the league because every game is a game to them. Every game must be won. When I speak about those last-minute ugly wins that Sundowns was getting last season, it's because they need to win every game. Is it boring? Sharp, we need to win. Is the weather off? Sharp, we need to win. Is somebody limping? Sharp, we need to win. Is somebody injured? Sharp, we need to win. Yeah, anything can happen. And they'll just keep the same consistency. Whether it's a 1-0 win. Pirates can't do that. Pirates can't have a low game. Hit their one goal and go home. They're liable to even lose those games. So this season, their test has to be, can you be consistent for 30 games? Thank you, Babalo. Paris won in the league, they're inconsistent. Considering Paris lost their last 2 games to Jwaneng, I doubt they'll underestimate them. Bonga says, thank you, Bonga. Thank you. Masi says, CAF is the ultimate CAF competition. Tyler says, inconsistency, Pirates, even in the PSL, that's what they do. And do you know what's going to be even crazier this season? Fine, they're in the MTN 8 Cup final. They're going to try and get to the final of the Nedbank Cup. They're going to try and get to the final of Calling Knockout. They're going to play 30 games in the league. They're going to play CAF Champions League, which means the number of more important games have gone up. And the other question we have about the Pirates is, do you trust your bench? You know, can you trust Ndondlo to come in and play a non-important, important league game, if I can put it like that? Can you trust them? Or does Tito play until, and Tito travel and Tito do all those things? Sundowns taught us. They told us. Rulani told us. The boys are tired. Sundowns' performances went down a little bit last year because they were tired. They played so many games. Rulani said it. Fatigue is catching up. What of a team that has never faced that type of fatigue and is already inconsistent? Must they wake up one day? I will always say the gap is 23 points, was 23 points. And it's been more than 10, 16 the season before, 16 the season before that, if I'm not mistaken. The gap has been large. Can Pirates close it? Because up to this point, the gap has been opening. But anyway. No. Pirates is still 0-0. Crazy T, the question? Yeah, exactly, Crazy T. Pirates and winning the league are not best friends, is short. Score for Sundowns and Pirates. Sundowns is leading 4-0. Pirates is 0-0, but on aggregate, Sundowns is now gone 8-0. So it's an 8-0 win versus the Mbabane Swallows. And then Pirates is going to win their tie 2-0. There was nothing, guys. Police, they didn't want it. Why didn't Sundowns rotate then to avoid fatigue? That's what I was asking for. When we were having this conversation, my thing was that maybe Sundowns needs to create 2 teams. have two teams. Have your first team, Mokwena, Jwaneng, and those guys, and have a second team of Kulisi. And you allow that second team to play together, to gel together, to create a chemistry, so that when you need them in those league games, those quiet league games or those inconsequential games, you can bring them in and they'll be ready to play. That's what I thought was going to happen at Mamelodi Sundowns, right? And I guess it's unfair because they're playing every 3 days. So when do you get time to coach that team? I don't know. But that's what I would have done. But to be fair to them as well, they were invincible until the last day. They were invincible until the last day. They got to the semifinals of the CAF Champions League. They got to the final of Nedbank. They got to the final of MTN 8. So, I mean, who are we to say what must happen if they did that at the end of the day, you know? Practice game for Sundowns says Chene. Because I hate to say this, but I don't see Pirates coming out of the group stages in the CAF Champions League. The greater question is, what will Pirates sacrifice? There's always something that needs to be sacrificed. Can you sacrifice the MTN? Can you sacrifice the Nedbank Cup? Can you sacrifice calling knockout? Can you sacrifice the league? Something needs to be sacrificed. If you look at the teams that have done well in the Champions League, let's say Sundowns to a degree, but then if you think about Kaizer Chiefs, who got to the final, they had nothing else to play for. Not the league. Gavin said it. He was like, no, I had to choose between the league and the Champions League, doing well in the league or going far in the Champions League. And he chose the Champions League, and we played incredibly badly when it came to the league, right? So what is Pirates willing to sacrifice, and can they make that sacrifice? And this is Jose's last contract year. I don't know if it's going to be extended. We'll see. Probably going to be extended. But can Jose, in his last contract year, afford not to go as far in the Champions League or go win the league? I don't think you can do both as Pirates, as a new team to playing these type of games recently. I don't think you can do both. Let me see. Okay, so the Sundowns game has ended. It is 4-0, end of that game. Sundowns has gone through to the group stages. We're waiting for Pirates, but unless Jwaneng do a crazy thing, they're not going through. They had two teams. Mangoba had his team in the Chameleon. Please give me a link to watch. Oh, but guys, sabcsports.com. I wouldn't mind sacrificing Nedbank and Beer Cup, says Tembinkosi. Nedbank Cup, ACL. Oh, there's it. Oh, no, AFL is Sundowns. Pirates might be if they expand it properly, because they are they're in the top 24, if I'm not mistaken. So if they do expand it, Pirates does fall into AFL. So if they have AFL on top, Ziawa. Okay, let me hear from the Sundowns guys. Guys, please feel free to request. Tell me your thoughts about what you saw. Chinese Pirates didn't play tonight. They decided to. Yeah, they were not here. That's why I'm like, the game wasn't even really analyzable. Agent, 8-0 aggregate. How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, no, this is what big teams do to fishermen. Jokes. One day maybe I will need, some, from your team. So I take back my words.
Some in. No, hey, I'm going to go. I'll tell someone what you're saying here. But anyway,
on the public platform. I used to on the public platform. No, I mean ganja. How ganja is illegal there? Who knows?
Okay.
I think I'm impressed with Khoza because I was watching him closely. I was interested in what is so special about him, because he's been mentioned time and time again. And I think I saw that very calm on the ball. It was nice for him to score also. That would give him an extra boost, and I would love to know who has substituted for Maseko, because I think Maseko made the game change. I thought the game changer would be Ozani, but I think it was Maseko. That speed helped, So another, I think this is what I always tell always about Coach Mangoba makes the obvious decisions, and the obvious decisions that are always the best. He made an obvious decision and it impacted the game, and like I saying, it's not a dig at Coach Rulani or Coach whoever. All we are seeing is they impact games at different times. Mangoba, 45 minutes, that's not working. You know what? I need to change it. Coach Rulani, let me be patient a bit. Let's see, 85th minute maybe, 70th minute maybe, we change it. So I think maybe that's the main difference, like you said there, and yeah. I'm happy with the boys' performance. I'm happy with the goals because we need the goals more than anything. Yeah. So yeah,
what do you make
for the boys? Yeah.
What do you make of the conversation we had about confidence? Because some people might look down on this game, but I mean, at the end of the day, if I get to score, I get to score, and maybe that's what I need to get my scoring touch back, for example.
Yeah, no. If you underestimate this kind of games as supersport, this not we have. If you look at the supersport game, I doubt we would have beaten supersport if we had played them before Mbabane Swallows. Because we haven't scored any goals. The one that we had wasn't even an own goal. We have lost, stuff like that. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise that is happening. And the moment it goes 4-0 up, you score 4 goals. You cancel the noise a bit, and you get a bit of confidence. And it's not a penalty, but yeah. So I think these kind of games are very good for your confidence, and once you have your scoring boots on, then that's a penalty. It's very good, So yeah, I think they did help us against Passport, to be fair with you. So I hope it is the same thing come next week, Tuesday, and maybe who knows, we'll put 8 in a single game next weekend. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay. Guys, the 2 games have. Thank you, Agent. The 2 games have ended now. So those who are coming in and asking whether they can watch the game, unfortunately they're finished. Pirates did manage to get a goal through Zamalek, finally 1-0, which means their aggregate score versus Jwaneng was 3-0. They are now through to the group stages, and Mamelodi Sundowns was able to beat Mbabane Swallows 4-0 and 8-0 on aggregate. So yeah, let me go to Tyler. Tyler, 8-0 on aggregate. How do you feel about this game and how Sundowns carried themselves over these 2 legs?
Yeah, OT, thanks, man. I think just to touch base on what you mentioned earlier on, the difference between the 2 coaches. I think you all know that Coach Rulani was obsessed about position, no mistakes. That is the network again. That is the football we got to enjoy and love about Sundowns. And now we're seeing a new Sundowns that is more direct, faster. But the worry for me is them losing ball, because we must also check who are you losing the ball against. If you're playing in your Casablanca, there you're playing your Petrol Luanda and all those big teams, your top 8 big teams in Africa. You gotta get punished, and they're watching these games. They are plotting against Sundowns because they know Sundowns is one of the 3 teams, in Africa, big teams in Africa. So if you're gonna lose balls like this, you're gonna get big guns, big boys that will literally come for you, and score those goals. And once they score the goals, we all have seen against. When the team Sundowns has lost this season against, they struggle to come back. So I'm worried. I'm really worried. The style of football is yet to be tested for Mangoba. As for Orlando Pirates, I think the difference between the 2, Pirates and Sundowns, Pirates, they don't have the squad for the CAF. Don't be surprised when they get booted out. They won't. I don't think they will make it in the top 10. because they don't have the squad. What happens if Saleng gets injured? What happens if Tito gets injured or might not even get injured because they're traveling long distances, What if they are off on the day? Who comes in? Look at their bench, and they are not rotating those players. I think this is the problem for them. That's why you find them winning cups, because they're a cup squad. Their squad is assembled for cups, where you play 4 games and you win, the cup, and then people get excited about. There's no consistency, and consistency is built through the level of squad and number of players you have per each position. The team has. Sundowns has about 3 better players in every position. I'm not sure about the goalkeeping though, but each and in the field of play, there's 3 better players. If Mudau is not there, Dunyela is there. Who else is there? Tapelo is there. On your left hand side, you've got Modiba, you've got the other guy who plays well, and Lunga. In the back line, you've got Deruk, you've got other guys that are playing. I don't want to. You see, so that's consistency, and that is the only way you can progress further in the CAF. Pirates don't make it, unfortunately, guys.
Okay, no, Tyler, thank you so much. For time's sake, guys, we are going to break down these games properly on Monday. On Monday, we're going to come in 7 p.m. We'll break it down technically and all of that stuff. We'll have those conversations. Let me go to Stepfather. Stepfather, ngibona sofuna ukungiluma lapha kuma comments. Kanti ngiyayibona ngibukela igame yakho ikhona nayo.
That's why I'm recording. Sure, browse it. Angazi uTyler ukhuluma ngayiphi Pirates or ukhuluma ngale yala season or ukhuluma ngaya this season, angazi, because if engazi uTyler, I'm gonna tell him we have played 8 games so far. 8 games, of which it's in a period number games are 8, and we are consistent. We've only draw 2, and which we drew away. So angimazi ukhuluma ngani uTyler, angimazi kodwa ke somsiza aqhubeka kubeka ibhola.
Oh, man of God, whoa, your time is coming.
Hey, man of God. Oti, I just want to tell people there are 2 rules when playing Pirate, ne? 2 rules. Rule number 1. Do not talk too much when you're going to play against us. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2. Do not add 4 minutes when Saleng is still on the field. Add 4 minutes. You can.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Let me Stepfather, Stepfather.
Sorry, Oti. I don't know why this guy is calling me.
I need to celebrate now.
I don't know why this guy is calling me. Pirate young for. I was still talking about 2 rules. Ne? There are 2 rules. 1, do not talk too much. 2, do not add 4 minutes while Saleng is still on the field. This guy's Mazembe right now. And then, but I want to say today, they just managed the game, and the win was just for those guys who came out to Kulamak Hazaranje. We we're just playing there to manage the result, because on Tuesday we're still playing another. We need 3 points on Tuesday, so we're just managing the game. But then for those people who came out, we had to do something for them. Being about win, it was for us to go there, manage the game, make a drop, because when it's winning able to just manage the game. But then for those people who came out to the Makaza, we had to do something for them. And then Saleng was there, he did it for them together with Mufukeng and Mbata. You know Mbata. Mbata, I'm 10 minutes. Wingos. We saw.
Mara Stepfather, it's but this is a cool bagash. But Mara, no. Before you go, Stepfather, before I wanted to ask you. We're hearing a lot being spoken about the Pirates this season. Do they have the team and the depth yokudlala. I want you to go into that a little bit. I know we touched on it, Tyler. What does Jose have to do this season to do well for Pirates, or to win the league, or to win the Champions League, let's say, Mara the league more than?
I don't know if you can hear me, Otsi.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, already Jose is doing what he is. Already Jose is doing what he's supposed to do. He's not rotating the squad. He's using the same lineup from the game number 1 against Supersport till today. He's using the same lineup. This is what he's supposed to do. Use the same lineup and then put those super subs there and there. It's not easy to beat a team like that, because sinayo first team right now, the first team, if Mbabane ngekho siyazi sofaka bani endaweni yakhe.
Yeah.
If ezoshintsha this team, angizwa nje abothala bethi kufanele rotate. Rotate for what? Why made us rotate? You don't rotate a winning team.
Yeah.
You only rotate mase win something. We haven't won anything right now. So keep the same team. Shintsha lapho nalapho, yazi ukuthi Mbabane ngekho ngena bani, ngiyazi Mbabane ngekho ngena bani. Not ukuthi kumele rotate. You don't have to rotate. Umuntu nomuntu kumele asebenzele ukungena, because if we rotate ubani ozosebenzela ukungena ke, because uyazi ukuthi next kuzodlaliswa mina, then uthini ngala abanye abadlali, they won't be motivated.
But
so
then,
if mina ngizothi ngeline up yami kanje,
mara ngicela ukubuza stepfather,
yeah,
league, Harling knockout, Nedbank Cup, ngizodlalisa botito until
Otsi, just like today, you just know when to win. Do not go out and there chasing records and what. Know when to win. Njengamanje siyama group stages. Kuma group stages, you just need certain points to qualify. Do not go there for 100% record. Ibulala abanye abantu ukuthi bana bafuna ukuba number 1. Number 1 does not win you Champions League. Go out there, win the important games. Even ama points are enough to go out to the knockout stages. Ungalibeli ukubhiza ufuna ukudlala just know when to win and how to win. We come back at home, start 3 points. We go to the cup, see a winner, and then just manage, know when to win. Do not just win for the sake of keeping a record. No, a record does not win you anything. We know when to win. Group stages, go out to knockout, shango 1-0, baba, 1-0, you account, shango 1-0, udlulele phambili. That's how you gonna that's how you can ask Ahly will tell you good, but they don't win anything.
But for time's sake, stepfather, thank you so much. Let me go to Man of God. Man of God, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hi, sir.
How are you?
God is good, thank you, and you, Ndotakatiko.
Hi, man. Tell me, Man of God, what did you think about the game? Are you going to come in for Pirates? Ow. Man of God, Wamuta, as I was going to ask you, maybe in the comments you guys can jump in. It's nice to be here. Want to see if we can get Man of God back on. Oh, Man of God. Guys, for time's sake, we weren't able to get Man of God back in. I just want to say, we're gonna analyze this thing on Monday. We're gonna sit down and analyze this thing on Monday. But I just wanted to say, I'm watching 202. I'm seeing Chippa versus Richards Bay. That ground. Yeah, Chippa. Is this Buffalo City? At Buffalo City. Guys, when is the PSL going to start complaining about these type of things and forcing teams to account? What is this? Look at this ground. And we've complained about this ground since I remember we watched Chiefs. We did a watch along of Chiefs versus Chippa here. Yeah, that thing is so bad. That thing is so bad. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. Final scores. Orlando Pirates has beaten Jwaneng Galaxy 2-0. They go through 1-0. They go through 3-0 on aggregate. They're going to go into the group stages. Well done to them. We've got Mamelodi Sundowns, who's beaten Mbabane Swallows 4-0 today, 8-0 on aggregate. So well done to those teams for making it into the Champions League. I will confirm with Iskukune Nestelis. I believe Iskukune might have been knocked out at this point. Let me just have a quick peek, guys. Kukune. Okay, let's see. It seems that's Kukune. Oh, it's not updated. Anyway, have they gone through? Have they been knocked out? They've been knocked out in their away goal. So they're not going through. We'll see what Stellies does. I'm not getting the updates here. But anyway, guys, it's been great. Monday to Thursday, normal show. Please come in, join. I'll give you my full analysis, my thoughts, and all of that stuff on the day. And you'll also be able to jump in and we'll have a conversation. Guys, it's been incredible. Thank you to those in the comments. Thank you to those that came into the panel. Sammy, thank you so much for the update there. Okay, they've been knocked out. Tatos Logs, Zanele, thank you so much for the gifts that you guys sent in. It's been incredible. I'll see you guys then on Monday at 7 p.m. Bye, everyone.